Hey everyone, welcome to my channel, and today I'll be talking about the perfectionist fallacy and how it relates to veganism. So, the perfectionist fallacy occurs when an arguer makes the claim that because an action or idea will not solve a problem completely, said action or idea is not a good one or should not be employed. We see this occur often in politics. For example, if a political party proposes a policy of free meals for feeding the homeless, but someone argues that that policy will not be sufficient in feeding all homeless people, the policy should then be rejected. That person would be committing the perfectionist fallacy as they are putting undue demands on that policy. Just because the proposal does not completely solve the problem does not mean that it is not a good policy or should not be employed. This fallacy is unfortunately leveled at vegans all the time. Often the rebuttal to their arguments goes something along the lines of, well, animals die in crop production all the time, or what about the tribes in remote parts of the world who can't go vegan? Both of these arguments place excessively high demands on what veganism is trying to do, and then reject the idea based on the grounds that it does not achieve the absurdly high demands set for them. A reconstruction of the argument shows its weak point. Premise 1. Veganism will not prevent all animal deaths. Conclusion: veganism should be rejected. A closer look reveals the hidden premise expressed as a conditional. Premise 2. If a proposed solution to animal deaths will not completely solve the problem it is trying to address, it should be rejected. Obviously, the implied premise here is basically just the perfectionist fallacy, and therefore the argument can be rejected. To be charitable and to try to present a better argument, one might say that the amount of death and suffering by going vegan will remain the same as if you didn't. This argument will now not commit any substantive fallacy, although the claim that suffering will stay the same regardless of going vegan or not will be challenged quite heavily by the well-informed vegan. Although I don't want to get too far into why I think this claim fails, basically a common and fairly well supported rebuttal would just be to say that a large number of the world's crop production are not consumed by humans, are instead used to feed animals and used as biofuels. One study comments in its conclusion that it is possible to dramatically increase the availability of food in the world by shifting the allocation of our crops from animal feed and biofuels towards more direct means of feeding the human population. I hope to make a more in-depth video about crop production in the future though. So, the next time someone says that a proposed solution to a problem should be forfeit because it will not solve a problem completely, ask yourself, is it reasonable to assume that the proposed solution should solve all of its desired outcomes immediately? If not, then the person may in fact be falling victim to the perfectionist fallacy. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.